Hi everyone and welcome back to Station. After a tense election campaign, Pablo Rodriguez has been elected as Association President for the 2022-2023 academic season. So first of all, congratulations. I'm sure you're eagerly awaiting the day where you can officially take office. So what was the election campaign like, given that you were running against somebody who was already Association President?
Oh, first of all, thank you very much, Laura. I appreciate that a lot. You have no idea. And I have to say that I felt like the important bit of the campaign was getting the ideas that I had across more than anything else, because like I felt like the fact that I was running against an incumbent, like there's so much that you can do because they are already known among the student population, and they already have that experience that obviously like I haven't done this job before she had. So like there was more possibility for her to be like, I don't know, maybe this not or maybe that not when I was talking about some proposals. But I think that in the end, it was that idea of just like being more proactive and closer to people and getting people involved with what I want to be doing with the position for the next year. What got people invested in my campaign, and yeah, did that make sense? Sorry, no, just connecting dots.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you talk there about the importance of communication, and your manifesto claims to address the biggest issues for students. So as president, how will you continue to communicate with the student body to make sure that your policies and work relates to student concerns?
So first of all, I'm gonna fulfill all of the manifesto ideally, hopefully, depending on time constraints. But like the section in communication, I think that's very up to me, and I am very committed to honoring each and every point, making myself available through message, having this itinerant office hours, going to student halls and some locations in town, so that it doesn't have to be like you have to come to me to the union to talk. Like I'm gonna be there. I don't know, in the RA right next to the I forgot the name, to the cafeteria. Yeah, the cafeteria. So like if I have an office hour right there, like in the bar, and you're coming out and you just have a concern, you can just walk up to me and talk with me, and we can see what we can do about this. It's just like that idea of staying close and making sure that you feel heard, and that at the same time there's something being done about your concerns.
Absolutely. I mean, the presidential race this year was exceptionally close. Just 25 votes separated you and your rival, and so every vote did really count. How do you plan to bring the student bodies together then under your leadership?
I believe that through the same idea of communication, like showing that I am willing to take, first of all, criticism. Like I think that that's one of the most important things. I'm willing to take all opinions on board and see what we can do to improve the experience. Like that's the final goal, to improve all of you guys' experience as students, because like I'm done with this, but like making your experience better in that sense. And also I did like, and I think that I addressed this in one of my posting campaign. This year, I feel like both candidates kind of looked at the same problems, and we came up with some different solutions. But I think that a good amount of the ideas that Lottie had were very good, and I would like to follow up on that. Just because she's not here doesn't mean that we cannot attack these issues from that way as well. The point is like to reach solutions. It doesn't matter in what way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a good strategy. I mean, community engagement is another issue that's at the heart of your manifesto. So once in office, how do you plan to improve relations between town and gown?
So I think that I've been very lucky in this sense, because I feel like I've already started working on this. My girlfriend is from St. Andrews and her mom works in Madras. So I've already talked to her, and she has given me some contacts of people from Madras, because one of the ideas was to like have closer ties with Madras students. In the past, there's been frictions between uni students, Madras students, and those have escalated to like very very unfortunate incidents, like some people got bit up some places. So I think that if we manage to have a closer community with them, we can be in better terms and improve our relationship with them in that sense. But it also falls within other topics. Like I feel like accommodation is affecting students and locals in the same way. Like locals are being priced out, and students that are not well off are also being priced out of town, and that's not right. So I think that's another good point of union in which we as students and in which we as the union can work together with the town and with the council to improve the situation for all of us.
Yeah, you mentioned there accommodation, and that's one of the reasons why one of your proposals is to introduce a cap on the number of matriculated students in St Andrews. So how do you plan to achieve this? And are you concerned that such a move would actually disproportionately affect disadvantaged students who are applying to St Andrews?
So the idea of putting the cap right now comes from something that was planned, not the cap itself, but like keeping a close eye on the number of students that are in town that the university themselves had already done. The situation with the excessive amount of students that got in during COVID time, and the fact that entrance students were not decreased last year, so like to try to combat that, has led us to be above the number of students we have planned to have here in St Andrews by 2022. Like the university was aiming to have 10,000 by 2025, and also have Hawani Park built and like develop more accommodation halls. So like I feel like the university is to an extent aware of the fact that they have admitted more people than town and the university themselves can like handle at the moment. It's being a bit naive, but I think that if we sit down with the university and sit down with the council, because like it's also important we take into account the opinion of the locals here, and we reach an agreement in which the university decreases the numbers and then we cap them, and then we also look at the development of Albany Park and the development of Gap Site 3 in North Hall. We can all win in this situation, because one thing that I've considered several times is the fact that the university has been made by students and their experience here. And I think that this housing crisis that's getting worse every year, it's going to have a real impact in student experience. And it's going to affect the university, whether the university doesn't want it or not. So if we manage to like sort this, make it more manageable, I think we all win in that sense.
So, I mean, just in this short conversation, it's clear that you've got lots of ideas and that you want to take forward. So what will be your top priority once you're in office? What's the thing that you're most excited to tackle first?
I think that overall, because I know that the accommodation bit is going to take time and a lot of like working with many bits like the university, town, and also RBS. I think that the clearest goal that I have for the whole year is just to make St Andrews more affordable overall. And I think that entices accommodation, and that entices other things that for example, grants. I think that we should have a better grant block grant. Oh my God, I'm sorry, but like we should have make it more accessible for people from other backgrounds. When people ask me why I was running this year, it's because when I saw prices overall and compare them to how they looked 5 years ago when I was looking to come here, it really hits me the fact that I wouldn't have been able to come here if I was born like 5 years later. It would have been like, nope, you can't afford it. You're gonna have to find somewhere place or just stay home, like in Mexico. So I think it's very important that we keep in mind that we should maintain the university being accessible to more people, and that's why I want to make affordability the priority of what I'm going to be working towards.
That also, I think, comes into the creation of the presidential scholarship, which is something that really stood out in your manifesto. So did that come from that same place of trying to make St Andrews, more accessible to students. And then you also have an idea in the student union as well to try to raise more money for scholarships, which was really kind of put at the heart of your manifesto as well.
Yes, exactly. Like, I mean, for starters, it was my way, and it is my way of showing people that I'm committed to this, but also my way of like doing as much as is possible within my own possibilities. That's a bit repetitive, but like as much as it's possible with my possibilities to like help the community. It's not much, I know, and some people picked on this during the debate, but I think that it helps for or one person, and that's enough, like even if it's just one, like that's still making a change for the one person, and also just using it as well, as I had already said, like a show of goodwill, and also for negotiations with the university. Like we can all put a bit of our part to make this more affordable for everybody, and it does translate also to the idea of like creating our own funds, because it's to an extent being aware that there's the possibility that negotiations with the university are not going to go as well as I'd like. So we need to also take matters on our hands in this sense, and be looking at different ways in which we can create resources ourselves. Something that came to my mind during campaign, but I didn't add it because I need to look more at it. But it's the fact that I feel like St Andrews is not in the same category tourist-wise as Cambridge and Oxford, and we can like take advantage of that. I mean, right now we're the #1 university in the UK, and I think that if you promote more town for people to come visit in summer, and then you have like, for example, this line of products in the university shop that goes directly to this fund, we are bringing more people in. There's more people buying. There's more money going there. So like it's just different ways that lead to the same objective of just making things more affordable.
Juan Pablo Rodriguez, thank you very much for your time, and congratulations again on your election.
Thank you very much, Laura, for the space, and I hope that I get to talk to you later again.